maybe they could be that much further ahead on the first spot.
Okay, let's see what our map will be. We're gonna put up that map veto on 7 maps, 6 of them banned, and wow, we're not playing Oregon again today. It's Consulate for the end. Tempra banning Coastline. It's very weird because we talked about this before, how Tempra kind of aiming to push teams to play them on Coastline, yet against BDS it's kind of like the team you definitely do not want to bring Coastline for. So do you think this makes sense?
I don't know if this is much better.
Okay, Alex.
I mean, this is the most banned map against BDS so far. Like, teams have banned Consulate more than any other. They banned Coastline more than any other. Consulate is up there though, and it's sort of like you look at what happened with Chaos on Playday 2, 7-1. Hello, you don't want to, to quote Jess. Hello, like, is this what you want to be taking them to?
I think if they can manage to get the map split up quickly when they're on their attacking rounds and not allow too much movement from BDS, then they might be able to have a pretty big impact in it. But it all comes down, like, they can't afford to lose 2 players early on attack. They need map control, and then they need to split it. So they take away all the freedom of BDS. And I don't know if they're going to be able to do that.
All right, that said, the quick score, what do you guys see? Gio?
7-4 to BDS.
7-3 to BDS.
All right. Thank you so much for your hot takes on this one. Lady and gentlemen, we are ready for our final game of this evening. But first, socials. What do people think about this game? Who will take it? I guess this is going to be a bit skewed. There it is. 86% to BDS, 4% on the draw, and a 10% for Tempra. Doesn't surprise anybody, but we saw Tempra do so much work in the server when it matters. I personally would not count them out yet. We will see them, though, in game. Casters, Hap, Jess, please guide us through Consulate.
Welcome, and sure we will. This time I'm not muted, and welcome to Le Derby Français, as we have Playday. Oh, no, wait. I didn't want to make the joke, but I kind of did. BDS going up against Tempra right here. We're starting off on the good foot. Let's go straight into Consulate so I can get my cam, get my face at the cam, because it's
you're like super light. Like, you're like, wow,
I don't know
here
why,
I am.
right?
I
don't know, because
and then
I'm
here
looking,
I am, like, a little bit darker. Like, my darker
looking at
background.
at my own settings, and they're really dark, so I don't know. Maybe I just messed up myself. But let's get into Consulate, a aggressive map now. We've heard our beautiful analysts say that 7-3, 7-4 should be the score for BDS, and I'm not so sure if this will help Tempra, but Tempra is a team that prefers these aggressive-sided maps as well, such as Consulate and Coastline. But let's see, maybe they can do something. Maybe they can hurt BDS a little.
I'm so excited for this matchup. I don't know if I told you before, Hap, but okay, they got 2 of the French teams going head-to-head. They play in the National League together as well, so they're a lot more familiar with each other. Cool. That's all well and good. But if one of the maps I would expect a team like Tempra to overtake BDS would either be Coastline or Consulate. So here we are. We are on one of those maps where this is Tempra's best chance at taking a big hit at BDS, who are one of the huge, big kings of EU at this current time.
It definitely is. So looking at the bans, you see the default Thatcher ban nowadays, and Maverick also to be removed. Now that's going to be proving some trouble to open up the garage door, most likely. And it might actually force Tempra to go down there from the get-go.
What a surprise.
Also being removed. And which one would the last one be? Yeah, I understood.
Yeah. Did you? Not everyone understands my sarcasm. I don't know why. Maybe it's the accent. I'm not sure. But I mean, BDS bans were my all the time. So that's why we say that, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Swear that it's just, they don't like him, his gadget. They don't want anyone to play it. Too much for them. Echo will be in play. Meisha will not. And arguably, those evil eyes, especially in the bottom floor, the bottom side, are far more effective than Echo, because if you've got you've got an IQ in play or whatnot, you can spot those yokais from a mile away, right? But if they're evil eyes in place, especially behind White Van, above, Bin and everything like that, then they're very hard to get rid of with a lot of ADSs around. So it's good that they've got rid of him, but Shinka will play the Echo and they will start upstairs.
They'll start upstairs indeed. And, well, I'm not going to say it is because the Echo is being played, but earlier today, Goga tweeted out, Echo's still banned. Why is it being banned? You know? And then people were like, it's not banned. But, oh, quickly deleted his tweet, so you cannot find it anymore. But I saw it in the 2 minutes that it was actually up, so it has been exposed. Anyway, 0-0 right now. And it's won't be that long. In about 3 to 4 minutes from now on, we will know who's going to be winning that first round. And it can either be Tempra or it can be BDS. We see that Nomad coming out. It's often a operator that gets banned on a map like Consulate, especially in combination with the Valkyrie. But both are up and both will be brought. So we might see some aggression to come out.
What is that camera? I understand that by destroying all of those panels there, we'll see all the way across to every window, but 9 times out of 10, if you're rappelling on that admin window, you're going to be able to spot that camera out pretty quickly. It wasn't really very well hidden, so I want to see if that actually works, and camera will go zooming out through Skylight as well, so a couple of good cams, and Valkyrie's not banned, even though she's one of the most banned operators in all of EUL, so that might give them a very handy leg up, as a lot of times she does get banned on Consulate. Yeah,
especially due to the fact, of course, that you can just jump out these windows and then just jump like straight back in from one of these doors, and it's just like a map that is so facilitating to these kind of aggressive plays. This Void right here most likely could lose his head. It's gonna be left alive though, Playday, not pulling the trigger yet. Something we have seen him do pretty well over the past couple of days. Don't think you can argue that this is currently one of the best players in the league, if not the best. You know, definitely a lot of people are calling him the best support player in the world right now.
As you damn well should, and they'll start off by making those flashes rain through to get rid of Dirtsa, but no one's rappelling on the bathroom window, which means he can escape back to bathroom all by himself, and that's a big mistake from BDS. If they really wanted to grenade up through there, then they needed to be also rappelling on the kitchen, on the bathroom window, I should say, but no one's ready to grenade just yet. Lems is standing there, but surely they will have droned and they know that Dirtsa can go over to bathroom window. C4 from P4 will rain out, and that's a wasted one, so now they're going to have to rely on holding this yellow stairs. And no! Dirtsa was bathroom and he came out.
I was going to say, they're probably just waiting for the actual grenade to be tossed in to try and bait him back in. And now they have both top yellow and bathroom control. 2 really important parts. The only thing still holding them back is B4 at the bottom of yellow right there. And well, Foy and Shinka, who are more located towards the east, both theater and long desk. As the last 65 seconds are upon us right now, it is BDS that is still not really making any progress towards the site. They're just holding steadily, they're holding fast. That is B4 not being spotted out. Somehow also no air jab on that door, meaning that B4 is allowed to just run out and not get blasted into oblivion. He's not getting traded, and well, instead we'll just basically try to even the men count a bit more. 40 seconds left. That's highly welcome, especially with the rappelling right now being punished. I don't know what's happening here. BDS losing 2 men to P4, who now gets himself back into the side, gets a turret 1 here as well. P4 with a triple kill is going to be rotating a bit down, and the 4th rappel is coming in soon, as it is the Termite out there. Void managed to get 1 kill downstairs as well, and it's only up to Renshiro now. He will be coming up these yellow stairs from the bottom through the doorway, but doesn't know someone is on the middle of these yellow stairs. It's going to be tagged up just a little bit from Zigzag right here. 8 seconds left on the clock. He gets himself the eagled out, and it's Void to get that last kill. No, actually P4 with the shotgun to get that last kill. And him and Void both coming up huge for this one round.
What on earth allowed P4 to run around with an SMG on yellow stairs that way? They'd gotten 2 kills. They got the 2 opening kills, BDS. They got the grenade onto Dirtsa, and then they were also able to have a pick with the Zofia. So what stopped that 2-man deficit from then turning into essentially a complete turnaround by Tempra? P4 should not have been able to run around that way. Once you know you have yellow stairs control, you need to hold on to it. And Voy was on a hair of health. So I think for BDS, there had to be miscommunication there. There was a lot of lost time that once they'd had yellow stairs, they needed to have picked up very quickly.
Indeed, like they had bathroom and top yellow control, and this kill you see right here, P4 able to get that 1 kill, rotate back out. able to get the second one on the swing. I don't know what Shaika was thinking there, just swinging in. Just a bunch of mistakes to come down from the side of BDS. Really playing into the hands of Tempra right here, who now find themselves with 1 round up. And don't get me wrong, I love to see this kind of stuff, you know, Tempra just doing well and BDS showing their human too, making some of these mistakes. Because over the last couple of weeks, the last 3 weeks, we have seen them basically only being touched by Rogue, and the rest of the competition they could just blast away. And if Tempra can actually make it hard on them, that'll be so much better for the competition.
Well, I think BDS know now not to discount Tempra, and they've got the mirror in their hands, so they could do a bathroom hold as well, and that's exactly what they're setting up for. And BDS decides, well, in order to be able to move them out of that given very strong meta position, they're going to have to do a top-down take, and admin is their starting point. So as they rappel on in and make their presence known, surely they'll be able to speed up their attacks so that they can deal with these problems a lot quicker than we're seeing them do in the previous round. So I'm not sure. I believe, given the fact that they are droning for themselves a bit, I would like to know, and it looks like Briday's all the way out towards Garage instead, so that's where he'll sit for the most part and just hold yellow rotate from a very long angle.
And just make sure no one runs out again, as it turned out to be quite detrimental to them last time around. Gotta make sure that that doesn't happen. Nomad Air Jet's being deployed onto the spiral staircase that's allowing them to, well, make sure that no one is coming up there. And right now, the take for the bathroom and antechamber starts. Keoxys will be dropping down though, as the ITA S from 12S from Mira opens that one up. So that's the rotation done. However, that means bathroom and first 4 are completely conceded to the likes of BDS, meaning, oh no, wait, B4 is still up there. All right, that's a good one.
This is a bad decision. He is about to get cornered from every side. Everything's opened up around him. He's got an air jab on his door, and he's being droned. Surely he dies from this position. I don't even think he can take a pick. And there it is. Good night. Shoko puts him to sleep. And I know everyone's got those 444s happening in chat after that. A minute left, though, means that Tempra have a good opportunity to stave off the push in the plant. I'm not sure if Brito was able to open up Garage yet. I don't believe so, but surely he goes to do that now. Yes, he has. There we go. So everyone's in a good position, and Renshiro will start things off onto Dirtza.
Indeed, and that is leaving Tempra in a 3v5 situation. However, yet again, they managed to actually turn this around the last time. With 35 seconds left on the clock, the time definitely is working in their favor. They still have the mirror window available, some smoke canisters to be tossed out deeply now. It's definitely going to be hurting them if they would like to walk in right beside that white van. There's, of course, Bride sitting next to that drone hole right there. You see the feet spot out, but as soon as he wanted to go for that little peek, Shinka will be missing Bride walking in. That smoke canister will be too short. There's no way they can counter that, meaning that 45 seconds are now left on the clock. Grinchir gets an extra kill, and that leaves it all up to Shinka now in a 1v5 clutch situation with about 36 seconds left. But you also need 7 to go for that defuse. The entirety of his SMG is empty. He swaps over to that shotgun. He knows he's not going to be able to get the hits that he needs to get with that one. And as we're slowly ticking out of time, he knows it's a lost cause, but at least he can try. Make some spectacular play to come up. A claimer has been put down. He couldn't even walk it. And BDS, they will have a flawless round ready for the likes of Tempra to put themselves up on equal grounds. 1-1 right now. And that shows that even if they make a mistake, they're still in it to completely win it.
It was almost like they used the first round as like a warm-up round. Like they got taken by surprise. Tempra, you know, got some really easy kills on quite a few of the players there, P4 to mention. But this round, they had complete control. Once they had bathroom control, top floor, middle floor, then they just rained it down into bottom floor. It's almost like they relied on that mirror and those smoke arcs to be able to deny the plant completely. They had no other way of denying it. And you said that last smoke, it was way too short. So you cannot be relying on plant denial that way. You have to have other answers. Whether or not it's a flank from Visa on a round, of course they couldn't because they have pressure back there as well, or if it's pressuring up on White Van, you have to do more than just rely on smokes.
You definitely just don't want to rely on these smokes. You need to aggressively pick to try and stop that diffuser plant, and well, with the time that was left, it could have actually won you the round potentially if you managed to stay alive after that. But right now, BDS are they going to be able to get yet another round? As pretty sure the French players will win this match. I think that's a good observation from Twitter. It's very good analysis. I think they should be in the desk.
Wow. Yeah. For those who are wondering why we're having a bit of a giggle about that, every player from both teams, they're all French. Every single player is French. So there's no possibility that any other nationality walks away victors here, because we've got two French teams going head-to-head here. And I just want to point out here, now that we finally have Echo back in play, I want to see it be utilized as the plant dinar. We spoke about before, okay, you can't just rely on smoke, and you can't just rely on Echo a lot these days either. Playday is going to be running the IQ, so that's a complete counter to that yokai drone. And, well, overall, even if you were to spot it, you'd be able to drone it out as well. It's not completely invisible. So we want to see how Tempra decide to adapt this round, as they're deciding that lobby is the play.
Playday is actually using the 5.52 instead of the G8A1, which is considered the best weapon, according to many, especially in IQ. So a little bit of a personal preference coming through right there, but of course nothing too big. As long as he can still click the hats, it's all fine. And we know he can. However, he's yet to find one this match around. Rinchier on the other end already found 5, so he's definitely doing some good work right here for his team. This BDS. Now they're looking to secure that first place yet again, take it back, and LM starts things off. He gets in with that SMG. In the meantime, Playday also gets in, is putting down that plant, and no one there from Tempra to actually try and counter it. It's not going to be the yokai drones in position. Kioxis gets down as well. That is putting it into a 2-on-5 situation effectively, as Playday now finishes one more off. It's a flawless round for BDS to follow up on their other flawless round they just had, and that means 2-1. Currently the scoreline. Tempra, you will have to be a bit more careful with the coming few rounds.
I said it the other week, and I don't know how I said it, but it doesn't really matter because the point still stands. Playday does everything. The man cannot be faulted. And we said that he was a full supporter. He usually goes on things like the hard breach, right? You'll see him on the thermite for the most part, and then obviously the smoke on defense. And there was no real need for the thermite for a lobby take, right? So he went on the IQ instead, got rid of both yokai drones, and I don't know if he did that himself, but they were both destroyed. Went in and planted, and I know Playday already has a lot of plants already. So for him to be buffing his stats so much and allowing his team to cover so confidently, that's a lot of trust in your teammates. So really strong showing from BDS here. I wouldn't be surprised if they start just running through every round from here on out for this first half.
Definitely hope it's not going to be a couple of flawless rounds to follow up on that one, because 2 in a row already hurts on the likes of Tempra. Only managed to get the first 5 in, and after that, that was it. Right now, BDS are going to be going to attack that bottom floor yet again, and we'll be bringing the termite to do so. As last time around they brought the IQ, it seems like they almost perfectly realized what Tempra was doing. They go off the termite in the moment they go lobby, they go back on it when they realize it's most likely going to be going back down here.
Oh no, the mute jammer got destroyed when he reinforced. That's what happens when you place it too close to the reinforcement. And a lot of people go, well, that's okay, he had another one to replace it. But you've got to understand, anytime you lose a piece of utility, that's huge. It doesn't matter what it is, you don't want to be losing any of it unnecessarily, especially in that kind of fashion. And, well, it looks like the bathroom hold is something they will repeat. And they don't have a castle to back it up, which is strange. Generally, you'll see a castle in lobby. So none to be featured here. So they're just going to keep them barricaded up. And that means that their ability to hold that bathroom will be detrimentally impacted by this a lot more than it should be, I think.
All right. Let's see how this setup will be unraveled by BDS. As they're setting themselves up, they're actually pretty quickly inside the building. Have complete top floor control already, it looks like. And right now, Rafale taking some control of the lobby as well. They know that barricade is right there, and that basically means that none of the Tempra members are going to be able to actually actively contest this. The airdrop now being put up, there's a lot more control of BDS to actually come through. You got to keep in mind, maybe, just maybe, it's not a good idea to barricade this door off, just so Rafale is not going to be allowed to just simply walk into the lobby right now take anti-chamber control as well, because you literally give him the opportunity to cut out these angles one by one.
Well, they've droned out all of Bathroom, and there's so many reinforcements, a lot of utility, and finally, P4 decides that this round he'll drop down, and that's the right decision. I think he's getting a little bit too cocky with the ability for him to hit heads with the SMG, not the play, and now, well, the garage wall, and P4 goes again. Will it maximize on a kill? I'm not sure, and it does. Shaiko goes down to the SMG. P4 doesn't miss, and now finally the garage wall will be opened. Air jabs going off as well. It looks like the defenders want to move around more than we've seen in previous rounds.
And definitely they're trying to get their mobility up, you know, because that's going to be allowing them to actually try and contest them effectively. But as Rafale picks up P4, who wanted to peek aggressively out the bridge to potentially pick up the likes of Playday, of course, or maybe like Renshiro, who could be supporting him there, or anyone like that. It is going to be BDS that currently find themselves in an even men count, but they still have to smoke up against them. And with 20 seconds left, and Playday now being forced out of his position to go actually in that plant, as Renshiro to come in with a good cover shot, able to take down Durza. Next smoke canister will be tossed in, but the plant will stick this time. No, actually, just countered him out. Shinka manages to stop Playday right there, and it's all up to Void right now. It's a 1-on-3 situation. The plane goes down yet again. He knows he has to cancel this one out, but he's getting shot from every single angle. BDS will win yet another round, and they're going to be putting themselves up 3-1. As, well, it was a good attempt right there. They managed to actually stop that diffuser from going down, but it was just too many people, or too many members of BDS still left on the board, denying them, or denying Tempra eventually, the round.
Last time they went downstairs, my biggest criticism was that they relied on the smokes to deny the plant. Yes, this time it was effective, but they lost so many numbers that it didn't matter in the end. Someone was able to pick up the defuse, go again, and no one was there to shoot and stop that. And a lot of people say, yeah, okay, it's not about gunfights, especially when you're trying to bait out the timer in the end. You're trying to deny that plant, you're trying to play the time, but you're in a 1v3. Time doesn't mean anything at that point. You're not going to be able to get close enough to the person who picks up the diffuser, especially on a big site like Garage and Cafeteria. So you need to be able to move yourself back and go, what is wrong? Why are we relying on smokes? Why are we relying on things that are not working, and fix it up? This is why now they're going to have to go back upstairs, and maybe even lobby was far more convincing, even though BDS were able to just jump in and, well, plant in piano in the first minute.
It's definitely something you would not like to have to deal with if you're on the defense, when you're just, you know, still busy with getting into your right position, and in the meantime BDS is already on site, gets that plan down and puts down some entry frags again. Yet again, that camera right there with a cabinet, it's not sure what exactly is being spotted from here, or what kind of information will be given. I think it's hard to deal with it, as of course it's a bit above the normal view level if you have to stand on top of the desk if you want to actually throw it up there or see it. So it might be just a well-hidden camera which gives some information.
I believe Void just got spotted there. That's why you saw him turn around and look for drones, because someone must have either spotted him or he heard a drone of some kind, and that means he won't throw out any of his cameras. And of course he has 2 left in his pocket, so I'm not sure if he's saving them because he knows they're running an IQ, and that's a good way to stop it. But Playday going to be spotting out all 3 of those ADSs. They know they'll need every single flash, and possibly they'll also need some of Renshiro's utility as well to be able to get a grenade in there. And this is how you deal with yellow stairs. This is probably the #1 step in the attacking checklist, is to be able to clear those ADSs, get someone to repel on bathroom window, and then throw a grenade through. The big downfall for BDS was that they didn't have bathroom window control last time. This time it looks like maybe they want to, or they don't even need to now.
Not really sure what they're trying to attempt right here, because Durden still has complete bathroom control. No one currently challenging it. However, Shaiko is looking to make a change in that one, as he's in between the 2 windows here. Playday now rappelling up as well. We're upside down, so potentially trying to take into account that a potential run out could occur. And I mean, we've all seen the video on Latam how they dealt with the yellow stairs. Now, something that I don't see utilized a lot is just the Jaeger carrying one ADS in his back pocket. Let the first one get wasted. Let the flashbang come in. Like, as soon as that pops, they're like, okay, no more ADSs. Then you put down the next one so you can eat a grenade effectively. Something you don't really see, right? And I think that is something that could be utilized a bit more.
Well, they're stalling out here. They haven't been able to displace Dirtso, so that has meant they've got less than a minute left. Rafale says, whatever, I'm going to go and drone the side. Now, Lems, he'll be able to get an SMG shot out. Dirtso will trade onto Shaiko, and it's very likely that this piano control from it's shut down. I take it back. Trades going back and forth now, and this crossfire from the attackers might be able to pay dividends, but they're up against 3 players with 30 seconds left. They need to hit their shots, otherwise this round will go in the hands of Tempra, and air jabs will pop off as well. Lems is down, so it's all up to Renshiro. He needs to get 2 more kills, and it's all up to him.
Gotta keep in mind that the diffuser is also down. 15 seconds on the clock is going to be able to potentially recover that diffuser. Getting himself into a safe position as he knows one is on the top of yellow, so might be going for a little bit of a bait right here as both these players are up here, but this spot comes through and Kioxis manages to get the kill down onto Renshiro. And that is going to be bringing Tempra up with 1 more round, as when they go back upstairs, it seems to be working out quite well, as BDS doesn't seem to be properly equipped to deal with the yellow stairs hold or stall that Tempra is bringing for the second time right now. And it just takes them too long to actually get going. With that, Tempra uses that time to their advantage, and it will get that win in. Bringing it to 3-2 right now, but there's still 1 more round to go. And they will decide to go to lobby press yet again.
They know what they did wrong last time in lobby press. They had both of their yokais destroyed. They had no intel in the fact that Playday was just literally in the middle of piano planting. There was a lot of cover from both yellow and piano windows. No one jumped out to try and deal with it. And I understand there's a nomad on the board, but sometimes you have to be able to deal with this in a better fashion. They can't air jab everything. So as a defender, you may have to be a little bit more aggressive. We've seen almost no flanks other than people pushing up areas. So this has been a big downfall for Tempra. For BDS, on the other hand, their inability to properly deal with yellow stairs. I mean, they got lucky that one time when Dirtsa actually physically ran in to the grenade, but they've not been repelling on bathroom window, and it's because they're so afraid of someone jumping out below. Well, then air jab it. Do something, because so far both of these teams are having fundamental issues and weaknesses.
Definitely so, and I believe with one of these air jabs you can just close off 2 of the windows as well, so it's not that much of a utility waste, I would always say. We could even have someone just watch the windows, because it's going to be opening up first before they actually have the opportunity to kill someone. So you're going to keep that one in mind. As well, Foy just goes for a bit of a spawn peek. We'll be able to take down Renshiro. That's the Sophia gone. Keep in mind that 4 projectiles gone as well, 2 concussions, 2 impact, and potentially Claymore or any utility she brought. And right now, BDS 1 man down. This is the opportunity for Tempra to bring it back to a 3-3.
Well, we asked for a little bit more of aggression, and Voy is bringing it as well. So it's not just P4 bringing the aggression anymore. It's going to be Voy heading the charge this round. And they've got the hatch open in bathroom, so they can drop down should they need to. But given it's P4 playing in there, I highly doubt, and Voy gets shut down with a grenade. That's a very good grenade from a Lems, and that's the player behind the piano itself gone. So a great counter to his position there, but surely they'll spot out P4 as well, and they do. And if they have another grenade in hand, they might be able to deal with him, because I did not see an ADS.
If I'm quickly checking, I do not see an ADS either right now. There's a still playing below, potentially taking care of any garage push that might come through, but if you look at BDS, it doesn't seem like they're planning on doing that. Actually, it looks like they want to take control of Antichamber right here, maybe try and challenge onto Kioxis, who's behind that circular desk. In the meantime, it's going to be Bride already rappelling up onto the piano windows, potentially getting himself ready to go for a plant yet again. And all we're worried about is these run-outs, these jump-outs that could potentially happen, as Tempra seems to be quite aggressive in these last couple of rounds before playing from below right here. Has that shotgun available to create himself some extra vertical holes to actually actively challenge the likes of Playday. If you would like to go in from one of these windows, but instead they'll be completely tossing around the strategy. Lems will be able to pick up Chaoxis there, and that means that the plant will soon be following, as Playday was already rotating up in these desks on the front door. And we're waiting 35 seconds. Counting down, one still onto these bench windows. A little bit of damage done onto Shinka, but it's going to be Durza that peeks out aggressively. Picks up the kill into Shaiko. It's going to be bringing it back to 3-3, even numbers. Now the Yokais are being taken out as well. Second one needs to be put into position, but Playday already going down with that plant. He's going to be able to counter it. Is he not? That's going to be the question. It looks like the plant will actually go down indeed, and then the stuns come through. Playday will be killed, however, and look at those 3 ADSs right there. They were very heavily invested on keeping the top floor control. Over 35 seconds, the after plant is in effect.
They had a Valkyrie cam outside or something because it was pinging a lot of the outside players, unless it was a very perfectly placed Yokai or Blackeye. You can see them on their drones now, and they're actually going to spot anyone outside. They'll stop with the defuse, and surely this above presence is what they need. No, it's not. It's going to be a perfect retake from Tempra, and wow, I was very shocked that they could even get that plant down. It was about 20-second mark where BDS were even able to rotate their push, and I don't know what it is about BDS. They don't feel like the BDS from last week. It's almost like I feel like I'm watching a completely different team here. And if I can put, I guess, a little bit of a macro analysis on it, is that BDS is so scared about Tempra playing how BDS plays. And I know it sounds ridiculous, but I feel like BDS is so worried about all these jump outs and everything that BDS would do on defense that Tempra aren't really the most heaviest of aggressive players to do that. So they're really worried about jump outs, but they're not countering it by having people stand in front of the windows or an air jab, for example. It's hard to have air jabs because you need to be touching the ground for them to take effect. So I get that, but what do you reckon, Hap? I think BDS is scared, unnecessarily so.
I don't know. It seems like in the road game, something else was going on with BDS as well. It might just be, you know, that honeymoon phase. The initial honeymoon phase is over, and right now they are starting to settle more in what they are actually at, like as a team. You see Lams and Richiro picking up the slack right now, where Playday and Shaiko, they seem to struggle. And we completely highlighted those two players, Playday and Shaiko, so many times in the first 3 weeks. And right now they just are struggling. They're struggling against Tempra, the French counterparts, and of course Tempra know how BDS plays. The joke is so stuck in me right now that I actually have to try and not make it. But like, they know how they play. They know how to counter it. They, you know, they play French League all together. So that might be coming into effect here as well. BDS knows that Tempra is aware of how to counter them.
I think something else I should probably highlight as Tempra as a team is that obviously on the 7th of July, a whole week ago now, they got 7-1 by Navid, right? So it felt to us that Tempra weren't stepping up to their potential. Then they tied with G2. Then in their next French League match, they 7-0'd Maestra. Maybe Tempra are just kicking into gear. Maybe they're ready to go.
Maybe they are indeed. I just want to highlight that BDS was actually super smart about their 6 picks. Like, they just seem to realize based on the operator, so that shows the prep they have done, based on the operators that Tempra brought, which side would be picked. And every single time they swapped out the IQ or the Termite accordingly. But right now, it's going to be BDS onto that. That's going to be a bit too late, I'm afraid, Playday. And indeed, the wall will open up. I was going to say it's BDS into the defense, but the wall instantly gets opened up. It's not a good start. Especially not since you still had an electrical left to you. And since there's no Thatcher on the board, as it has been then, not sure what you were keeping in your hand for so long.
Yeah, that's a funny one. I always think to myself, when teams have Thatcher banned and they don't place the Kaid Claw down, what are they so scared of? I mean, if they're going to Maverick the wall, they're going to Maverick the wall. You're not going to be able to stop them. So this is really good. Well, there you go. They're both banned. So what are you afraid of, Akali? I have no idea, to be really honest with you. But oh no, Renshiro, you should have kept that Yokai behind the tie. He did, okay. And Shinka's going to go for the plant. And Renshiro surely will be able to cancel this. The IQ won't be able to shoot this, and the smokes will rain out. Boy will get a kill onto Shaiko and traded straight back by Lems, and it's all popping off with over 60 seconds left. Surely everyone backs up and takes a breather.
Yeah, you did see that on Tempra's side right here. They're backing up just a little bit, giving it some suppressive fire, taking cover again to get a new magazine in so they can keep on continuing the same trend. And it's going to be up to P4 right now to try and find a kill right here as he enters from the yellow stairs. It's going to be hoping that he can find someone, but, well, no one of BDS is currently showing themselves. And Shinka yet again trying to get the plan down. This time, however, it's going to be the Yokais that have been taken out already. The C4 will hit, but no effective kill to come in. Keoxys and P4 both with a kill to come through. It's all up to Renshiro now. Has one more stun left. He's trying to stall as much time as he possibly can, as he's just holding it for as long as he can. He's just waiting for them to be pushed, but no one is coming for him. And as he tries to go for a pre-fire onto the yellow stairs, he's getting one back himself before traces the tracers. Be able to get the headshot due to that. And after that, it is going to be Tempra to take the lead.
I feel like Tempra had so much going for them that round that it was impossible to stop them. Obviously, they went in, they baited out smokes, they baited out the Yokais. What they really wanted was to hope that the Yokai went in a spot that they could shoot it and they could deal with it really early. They started that plant with like a minute 10 on the clock. So they knew that they had that opportunity to be able to get rid of a lot of that utility, that plant denial utility very quickly. Very smart from Tempra there, and goes to show that Tempra's actually worked on a lot of their mistakes.
And I mean, if you get the plan down, that's all good on you. If you get it down, it's suddenly the time works in your favor, and probably the defense has no clue what just happened there. So it's really no loss scenario in that. You either bait out the utility, or you get the plan down. It's either one of those two. And if you start baiting out with 1 minute 20 still left on the clock, there's still plenty of time to go for an eventual execute right after. However, it was Tempra that managed to completely shut down BDS due to that same resource exhaustion, really, that they tried to inflict on them.
Well, now BDS, they get an opportunity to redeem themselves on this second half, and that's exactly what they'll need to do because they are in a round deficit, so they have no opportunity to let too many more rounds go before it gets themselves into a draw position. And with the lobby hold, you'll see a lot of castles raining up into admin, and Lems, he's got the Oryx. He's going to be able to run through a lot of these hatches. In fact, there's a lot of hatches downstairs that he'll be able to jump up through, so be interesting to see whether or not that becomes effective. We spoke about it the other week, Hap. Is Oryx actually effective? Is his utility actually helpful? We saw one game out of Tier 1 play where it actually worked. Maybe this will be the second.
I mean, you know, it's like you run him and he's mobile and he still has like the MP5, which is okay gun, like low recoil. So it's you know, you can go around, and it's more the fact that the fact that he is there, that the attack is more worried about the potential of him jumping up on a hatch. So you're not going to be as fluent and as freely in moving around because you need to be more worried about the potential. Well, Oryx just jumping through a hatch right there and coming in the back. And even if he doesn't do that, the threat is still there. It's kind of like a Caveira, right? Like, knowing that there's a Caveira is going to be making you play more careful than when you know there is no Caveira around, because playing solo is not going to be punished as hard as it could be. And I think that's more the fact. It's more the fact that it completely changes the playstyle of the attacking side, because they know they need to worry about a potential bull just jumping up a window right there. Why did they open that?
Well, they want to be able to hold the rotate and the flank up into Visa stairs. Very likely that they'll probably, instead of just relying on the Nomad air jab, they'll have someone actively hold that, or at least it gives the perceived pressure that someone might be holding that rotate or that flank. And, well, they have a minute 10 on the clock, and not a single player has taken any damage so far in a... No, not a Skylight Repel. Please, no.
Yes,
maybe
Spider-Man.
Yes?
Spider-Man repelled it. Oh, wait, he's... Okay. I never knew that one was possible, actually. I thought you would always have to go all the way down, but...
Well, it's a very quick way to get spiral stairs control. It's not a very safe one because anyone can peek out from bottom spiral, but nonetheless, he'll make it in safely. And Bride knows that someone is there surely, and he will get spotted out by a drone.
Well, BDS, they still have that first floor control, of course, and with 35 seconds left. It's Tempra right now that needs to go for yet another execute. The question is, how much stall potential does BDS have available to them now? Because, well, look at P4. He's very aggressive on the spiral stairs right now. Smoke canisters are being tossed out, but if they only manage to get themselves up just a little bit, did Lambs just knife him? Yes, he did. He jumped up the hatch, got the knife kill, and went back down, I believe. And also a headshot onto the actual planter. Foy, however, will be able to respond as Kioxis now moves in. He needs to get this plant down. They need to get it down now, but he has to pull out the needle first. And he is going to be covered off, but his hand just pokes out. It's Rafal to get a double kill right there. It is BDS to eventually win the round, but there we go. The Oryx able to pick up 2 kills. Not completely sure if it was by him jumping up the hatch or if it was him just destroying it right after and jumping back down.
The Oryx worked. It absolutely worked. Way more than I thought it was going to. And generally you see C4s fly up from that hatch. That's why defenders would open it. They have a pulse below scanning, and then when the default plant comes out on the left-hand side, they're able to toss up the C4 and deny it. Instead, Tempra decide they'll plant behind the circle desk, and well, Oryx can just jump up the hatch and deny it. So I am proved wrong. Oryx works at tier 1 play. I've said it. There you go. Well done. Wow. Really good showing of Oryx and his utility.
Can't wait to actually see that moment back and be like, okay, did he actually jump up the hatch? Yes, he did. I'm looking back at it now, and I see that Rafal actually opened it up first thing of the prep phase. He opened it up with a shotgun. The hatch where actually got the kill from. So he must have jumped up. He got the kill right there. Maybe he can just sit on like a little pixel or something. I'm not sure, but it's so amazing. It's like a little cubby, so there's like no one is gonna look at that. If you see that, okay, there's no, like, the hatch is open, no one is gonna be sitting in there, and then like suddenly an Oryx jumps out, gets a knife kill, and another headshot onto the planter. That's just amazing stuff.
5 seconds left.
Well, BDS won't win on a 7-1. You are correct. We've gone too many
Good analysis
rounds
today.
Yeah, you're right. 4-4. That's impossible now to go back to a 7-1.
You didn't say that. You said macro analysis before as well. Now you say 4-4. Come on.
I know. I'm just slipping in the, you know, the subtle, the subtleties.
Slipping them in.
Yeah.
Suddenly.
Bomb located by attacker.
Nonetheless, we will see Tempra attempt to take bottom floor last time. They baited out a lot of the plant denial very effectively. Will they do the same now? And it's only been 30 seconds and they've been able to open up both panels. I don't believe there was any denial on the wall as well. There's no denial on the defender lineup, and that means that BDS are relying heavily on the shield, the yokais, and the smokes here. And well, if they lose these yokais to the IQ, and the drone's also spotting it out.
Yeah, Richard's like, no, please get off your drone so I can hide my yokai again. Like, he doesn't want to deal with that. And of course, like, first thing P4 is going to do now is try and get an angle on the actual yokai to take it out, because look at that. They get 2 of the drones on that yokai. They're not going to be losing it whatsoever. They're going to be aware of where that one is. They're going to have to deal with it first. But how do you deal with it? Well, either you send someone above a piano right now, or you actually have to commit and push all the way through to the side of that box to actually shoot it. So it's quite safe for now, because I don't see Tempra take full piano control to deal with it, especially not with Shaiko still being ready to go up for a flank like that. But then P4. He's entering from copy, so he might be exactly doing what I just said was probably not going to be happening, and trying to take that control from top. Slow it down and take down the utility.
He needs to be very quick, because there's a couple of roamers that are sort of lurking around middle floor, and he's by himself. He didn't get the default cam. That's okay. He's deciding that speed is a priority here, and surely he gets that yokai drone now. All he has to do is pull out his cassette and he'll get a freebie because it was on the floor, and there it is. That's a free one for him, and if he can find the other one as well, this could be great for Tempra, because then they'll only have to go against the shield and the smokes, and I'm hoping that they still have a couple of flashbangs or something to deal with that denial, but no, they don't. Surely the cassette for the IQ is out and they're going to be able to destroy this.
Well, it definitely doesn't look to be out, as he's trying to cover off under the kitchen right here. In the meantime, Shinka trying to go down with that plant and will successfully be landing it. It is going to go down. He's losing his life though. Alems, however, to be killed as well. It's an effective 3-3 situation, but look at the control Tempra has. However, they are being challenged up on these yellow stairs. Foy will have to rotate out, jump out, and try to contest it from there. And as B4 is just waiting here from above, still has that, well, breaching charge available. Just waiting for a potential sound to come in. And this is so smart, just waiting a small second before detonating that breach charge, because it's going to be wasting a bit more time, forcing them to come back up. But Keox is covering that one off. Playday decides to go for a bit of an overheal, as he now will be trying to get that plan down, but it's just an easy kill for B4. Only has to shoot the head right there, and does so as well. Overheal, not protecting him from that. So, Tempra winning yet another round right now. And we'll put us to round number 10, where we are currently 4-5 up for the French team of Tempra. Well, the Italian or French team Tempra.
Yet another very convincing round by Tempra. They had everything that they needed. I was a little bit concerned that Shaiko was playing mid-spiral, didn't try and challenge that piano a lot more. I mean, technically, as that main roamer, that main fragger, you have one job. You want to be able to, you know, stall out as much time as possible, and you also want to be able to make impacts on players that are, you know, essentially playing above. And he wasn't able to do any of that, so that was a little bit of a surprise for me. They are playing a lot more reserved than I expect BDS to play. I'm not sure what that's about, but they're going to go upstairs now, and, well, there's only one real way to take this. We haven't seen a lot of the buck underneath play for a while, so I don't expect to see a lot of underneath vertical pressure. We've been mostly seeing horizontal, utility grenades, etc.
Yeah, but what I'm also not really seeing lately is like an actual admin take if we're playing upstairs here. It used to be basically the default that people would go from admin, but doesn't seem to be happening as much anymore. I'm not sure why. Because, well, first of all, for BDS, the yellow take didn't really seem to work, but they tried it twice anyway. So maybe Tempra is going to be bringing a bit more into that one. And I mean, these barricades only help out Tempra to take control of admin, because that's basically the most tricky part, right? Get control of admin. You need to get in. As soon as you're in, it's all easy from there on forward. And if they're just barricading everything off, well, you drone it out and you repel in, and no one is there to challenge you.
One thing we should probably point out is that Playday has some of the highest stats in the world at current. Not just in EUL, but in the world. And he is currently going 1 and I don't know, 8 or something to that effect. He's got a quite a big negative KD, and there you go, 1 and 6, sorry. And that goes to show that Playday not having the impact in this matchup that he was hoping to have and that he's usually been having. So whether or not this has been a bit more detrimental to BDS than we're giving it credit for, but we've also got to give credit to Tempra, who've been doing really well. But Shaiko, he's ready to go. Good headshot onto Voy, and that's the Ash out of commission.
Shaiko able to start things off here. Get the entry to go to BDS for at least this round. Could be the change of pace that they need to turn it around yet again. Draw things back up, bring it to a 5-5 as it goes aggressive yet again on the skylight. But this time, not able to find a single kill. As he knows, in the meantime, they're already inside, actually. Keox is able to pick up the kill onto Shaiko as he just aggressively peeks in. He's going to be taken quite low himself, but at least the trade is there. And as he goes on his drone right now, he's feeling pretty secure that he's not going to be peeked or anything like that, as the first smoke canister has already been deployed. Not really sure where that is. Is that a second one as well? That's the second one indeed. Keoxis will die to that one. But it's 2 canisters used within a minute. Elem's now as well responding as he takes down Shinka, and that leaves us in a 2-4 situation. BDS definitely looking strong for this round. I almost see not a single opportunity of Tempra being able to bring this one back, especially now if you look at the positions of P4 and Durza. You'll have to deal with Elems onto the yellow stairs and all the rest of the members who are pretty dug in on connector, long desk, and the actual theater room.
P4 decides to rappel on in, and Dirtza surely won't be able to safely, so he's going to have to stay on the rappel or die to a Lems, and maybe a Lems can get another, but he'll get shut down. And now we've got a 1v3, 40 seconds left. Of course, BDS surely has the intel on P4 unless he was able to destroy some of those yokai drones, and he's the operator to do it, but BDS are not giving him an inch here. They're playing passive. They know they need to play time. He won't have time to be able to plant and stave off 3 defenders, so he might have to bait it out, and that he will do. And surely they just start running at him in a flurry now. There's one below as well as Renshiro. Is that a C4? Good night. Sleep tight. A round in the hands of BDS.
Really got tucked in there. They most likely had some information because the smoke canister and the C4 both in point, making sure that that plan did not continue. And eventually BDS thus will be receiving that 5-5 scoreline right here. But I'm going to have to tell you, Jess, 1 point is not enough. Rogue will overtake them if they only get 1 point due to the head-to-head. That is won by Rogue, of course. So BDS really need the next 2. Otherwise, Rogue is taking the lead after today's Playday. And that is probably not something many people would have expected at the start of today.
Well, I mean, last Playday, Tempra played against G2, and they drew there. And G2 has had a pretty fantastic showing over this season, I will say. I mean, they've had their downfalls, of course, and a lot of them have complained about the fact that they've been hitting draws when they feel they should be hitting wins, and that's fair enough. That's a fair enough assessment, you know? 1 round between a win and a draw. So that's all that's been leaving them away from one of the top 3 spots, realistically, is 1 round. So, of course, if Tempra are able to draw against G2, well, it stands to reason they can draw against BDS here, or they can take the win. So Tempra's been doing quite well on their attack, and that last round was not a good showing of the capacity that they've had downstairs, but BDS aren't going to go down there. They've been struggling, so they'll need to go upstairs.
They'll need to go upstairs indeed, as they will do so. And actually going up to that lobby. And the Lambs will be potentially playing from below with that Echo. Hoping to potentially hold off from the garage. Not really sure what the complete ID behind it is. Maybe it feels a bit more safe in there than he would be inside the actual bathroom. This Tempra will be deciding to go for a admin take. Making sure that's secured first. Dealing with the castle barricades that Renshiro brings along. And Tempra know as well. If they manage to get at least 1 point here, that puts them out of direct striking distance to fall into the number 9 or 10 spot. Because the draw number 8 right now, they have 5 points. If Tempra get 1 point here today, they will be on 9. And of course, the top 8 will receive points for the 6th Invitational at the end of the stage. Meaning that that 8th place is so much more valuable than the 9th place.
A little bit interesting they decide to use X-Kairos on both a castle and a soft hatch when P4 on IQ has breaching charges. Maybe they need to save her to get some verticality above. Maybe that's why they want to save some of those breaching charges. A little bit of an oddity, however, and Alems is all the way downstairs trying to stay protected because he knows he needs to stay alive with those yokai drones, and they need to get this castle open into Spiral as well because they can cut a lot of crossovers, a lot of rotates from here, and P4 will use one of his breaching charges on it, but it looks like he doesn't want to push up above. He's just going to hold from the Spiral stairs position and see if he can spot any of those yokais, and he does.
That's someone in his cam he sees right there, and guess who it is? It's the Echo. The Echo controlling the yokais will be spotted out. They're going to be aware of the fact that he is directly below that hatch encircled desk. And as the last minute strikes right now, we will be seeing BDS trying to at least claw out that first point. However, they do need 3 if they want to be the ones to be on top at the end of the Playday here today. Otherwise, they're losing that spot after not have given it away a single time. And Durza will be there to stop Renshiro dead in its tracks. We'll be dropping him out. With that, Tempra take that lead in player count and have the opportunity to try and take the first with the 6 as well. With that secured at 1 point, put some more pressure onto BDS and potentially even take 3 home. As before, on his cardiac sensor, not going to be able to find a single human being. And as I say that, I believe that's actually someone's being spotted down there below. Could be the Echo onto his drones. Yokai being spotted out. Be taken care of, I assume. That was a long wait for a yokai to be taken out. I'm not really sure why. Maybe to cover for the rappel in. I'm not really sure what happened there, but it's a 3 and 4 situation right now. 3 and 3. Every day managed to get 1 kill in. Tempra, however, is going to be getting that diffuser down as P4 stepping it up right here. Raphael will be able to jump through, but he's trying to find where the diffuser is, but he will be failing to do so in time. However, it's a 1 and 3 situation. They surely must clutch this out, especially with the last kill to come through. It's Playday to get that kill. And now Raphael to get the defuse on the hand. BDS managed to get at least 1 point in. The question is, are they going to be able to get the full 3, Jess? And with that, secure that top 1 position.
This is the pressure that teams feel when the opposing side gets 6 rounds in a row. Well, not in a row. They get the 6th round, and of course you're on 5 rounds, and you know you either win the next one, you draw, you both walk away with a point. Best case scenario here for Tempra. Worst case scenario for Tempra, and going to be playing on BDS's mind now, is that they need to win the next round. And this is where a lot of those teams who are on the 6th round tend to crumble, is because they've got that pressure. They've got so much they're thinking about and they're so worried about that they need to keep it collected, cool, calm, collected. This is how the teams need to play. And it's why oftentimes they concede that 6th round and see it go to a draw instead. So if BDS can keep cool, calm, collected, as I said, and they're going to go archives and tellers, well, maybe defense is where it will reign supreme for them. We've seen them do good things. I'm worried they've been relying on that echo a little bit too much, and Renshiro has decided it's going to be a pulse instead. And considering it's a split site, that's the right decision.
It gives a bit more opportunity to go for vertical plays, and if you count the C4s available on BDS, 1, 2, 3, and 4 available pieces for them, and that is definitely going to be helping them to make sure that the A bomb site will be inhabitable for the likes of Tempra. As soon as they will enter, they might lose their lives right there, and R6 EUL, they they take their dares and they win them as well. Not sure what he has to pay up for with right now. Maybe he has to pay dinner to the production team. I think that's a fair dare, right?
Possibly. Nonetheless, when's the last time you've seen a split site held with a mirror? I haven't seen one held with a mirror. Right.
No, I've seen it once or twice, actually. They put the other mirror in boiler room, which makes it really hard to attack the actual archives, if not impossible. Or they put it in archives. I'm not sure. Lambs is reinforcing this, so it makes me think, okay, archives. Now, I would have preferred him putting it in boiler room and then reinforcing the hatch above, which makes it basically impossible to attack this archives, because you're going to be able to hold up the entire hallway right here, and then also have like the red basement with Harry Potter with the other mirror window. Would have completely shielded it off, allowed you to freely use your C4s without being contested whatsoever. But they decided to go for a little bit of an alternation on that strategy.
Given where we see Shinka with the diffuser all the way up in admin, it makes me think that they want to do a teller's push. I could be wrong. Maybe they're just working their way top down, and you can hear those air jabs raining out as well. But they have to be super careful, because with the pulse below, multiple C4s in hand, planting inside there, even on the table with the new, and as I say that, there rains out one of those C4s, it'll collect Chaoxys. One of those C4s raining up through one of those verticals, or even around it, even if you plant on the desk, the new explosion radius, the area of effect, is much bigger than it used to be. So you don't often get being able to get the plant off on the desk safely.
Definitely so. And you know what the good part is actually about Renshiro using his first C4 and getting a kill with that? It means he can now perfectly guide his teammates into actual guaranteed kills. And since he already got one himself, that could be a potential 4 kills to come in. And that is a huge thing right here. Tempra will have to be careful to not get caught out by any more of these C4s, as Durza right there will be spotted out. Able to open up the hatch though, keep that in mind. So that's at least going to be putting down some pressure onto the players of BDS, as they're no longer going to be allowed to play inside that corner. Tempra, in the meantime, will be taking control around the actual side, around the A bomb site, the tellers. But is it going to be enough? Because look at all these holes out there. Oh, P4 will be able to get the kill to Renshiro. That's a huge one. Playday, however, responds with a C4 kill. The plant's now going down from Shinka, from Tempra. And that means if the Rafael doesn't blow up that C4 right now in his face, that is going to be an after plant situation. We're in a 3-3 right now. The air jab right there will almost bring them a kill, as the Lambs will be taken down to about 20 HP-ish. Before he's going to be able to create himself a vertical angle right there, but he's going to be won by a Lambs. That's a 2-3 right now. BDS, are you going to be able to win it here? Are you going to be able to bring this back? There's so much potential for Tempra to hold this. If every single position, they need to go for an after plant, and P4 will start things off. Shinka with a beautiful shot as well. It's all up to Playday right now. The man who clutched so many times will fail to do it again. And it's Tempra that will draw things up, bring it to 6-6, and snoop 2 points away from the likes of BDS. Meaning that Rogue will be taking that top spot at the end of today. Beautiful performance from Tempra, and I'm pretty sure Rogue will only be cheering this one on.
Well, wow, what a draw. Of course, we were so worried for BDS in the first half, and come the second half, we were pretty convinced that this would be a close matchup, but to be a draw in the end, that's a thorn in the side of BDS and a very close near win for Tempra. So they've got to be walking away feeling pretty happy with themselves because that's a tough team to defeat.
It's definitely going to be a tough team to defeat, but eventually 6-6. Rogue is going to be happy with that. Tempra is also happy with that as they're outside striking range for that bottom two. But let's throw it over to the analysts.
Thank you so much, guys. Yeah,